All right, guys, let's rock and roll. Let's get into this. Well, hey there, guys. Steve Salvia here. Welcome to this week's live coaching call. As I said, Steve Salvia here, jumping out of my skin. I hope you can sense my excitement here today, guys. I can't wait to have this dance with you today. Really super excited. It's going to be a good one. And, yeah, a couple of latecomers on the call. G'day, guys. Welcome today. I'm really keen to get into this. Good to have you with me. Really can't wait to get fired up. By the way, guys, I've got a couple of new starters on the line. So if this is your first session with me, welcome. I've got a couple of new guys who are on the 30-day trial with us today. You're in the right place, guys. I've got to let you know. So glad that you've made it. In fact, what I'd love to do, if you're a veteran in Coaching Club, which means that you've been here for 2 weeks or more, basically, that's what I call a veteran, guys, what would you say to the couple of guys on the coaching call right now about your journey through Coaching Club, what it's doing for you? Is there any value to it? I want you to just give me one word to describe what you might say to someone sitting on the fence as to whether they join Coaching Club. So can you do me a favour, find the question box, guys, and just give me, I want one word, or maybe it might be a couple of words, but I'm trying to find one word that you would give to someone who would maybe tossing up joining Coaching Club. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and let's let them know. So that would be really awesome. Okay, so that'd be great. So a couple there. Do it. Mindset change. Great, Paul. Thank you. Energize. Thank you, Murray. Process gives success. Thank you so much, Lee. Really appreciate that, guys. So Aaron, valuable and informative. Thanks, Bruce. Appreciate that. Very good. Love that one word that you got there. Full of energy and keep you on the go. Thank you, Joanna, for that singular word. Paul says go. Yeah, absolutely. Action creates motivation. Thanks, Brendan. Yeah, awesome, guys. So, guys, for you guys who are on the call, who are sitting on the fence, yeah, that's the sort of thing that we do when we're inside the Blackwing Posse. So I'd love you to be part of our group. That'd be really awesome. Hey guys, just want to quickly remind you about the fortnightly shirt. We're back into it next Tuesday. So if you've got it, and there are a lot of guys working on lead magnets and sequences and done some lead magnets and ready to get that out. So guys, I want you to have some questions and bring it with you on the call on Tuesday, and we'll actually take these things and get them out, and we'll have a look at what you're doing to tweak that up and get it spot on for you. So make sure you are on the call next week. Just a bit of kudos. I know Steve's not here, but Craig and Steve up at CFL Financial in Brizzy just done a couple of lead magnets. So very similar lead magnets in content, but we've done two very different styles of lead magnet from a looks point of view as well. So I think this one's Steve King's lead magnet. So he's done one called the Retiring Style Checklist. So he's just literally grabbed the template, the lead magnet template, walked through, tweaked up the words just a little bit, turned it into his language a bit, but I've got to say probably kept 90% of what he found in there, and the design team have knocked up this awesome lead magnet for him, which we're just about to launch. We just finishing off their website right now. So Steve, well done. Yours is awesome. And Craig, same business. So this is two guys in the same business who have got a very similar lead magnet, but just tweaked it up a little bit to make it sound a little bit different and look a little bit different. Craig Buntane's got the Retirement Prosperity Guide. Don't leave your retirement prosperity to chance. And again, looks freaking awesome. So guys, congratulations on these. I reckon these are world-class lead magnets, guys. Better than anything I've ever seen before. And in fact, I said to Tanya the other day, these are probably a bit better than ours. We need to make one for ourselves so that we can stay ahead of the game as well. So guys, I'm loving that you have got that one. So no worries. You've done really well. And guys, so if you're keen, touch base with Tanya, and let's get you a world-class lead magnet. Get some leads into your business. That's where we're at. All right, had a lot of people talking. Just again, a few announcements here. Just we had a lot of people asking me about when are we getting together? When's the next summit coming? And we've had a plan for a little while now. But what I'd love to do with you right now, here's the challenge. The challenge is that one of the biggest questions that I get asked as a coach for financial planners is, Steve, how do I build my list so that I've got more new people to talk to? I'm sick of going back to the same people over and over again. And seriously, it's a great question, because the reality is, if you don't have the right people to talk to, pretty soon your communications start to fall on deaf ears, because they've heard it all before. Or the other thing is, they're already clients, so there's often not a lot of new business that you can do with them as well. So maintaining your existing clients is really, really important, but the reality is having a steady stream of new people to talk to is absolutely king. So with that in mind, Tanya and JD and I, we've been working behind the scenes. We've been working really hard on this, and we're ready to deliver you our next Blackwing Insiders training, our summit training. This time it's called, wait for it, this time it's going to be called the List Building Summit, okay? The Blackwing Profit List Building Summit. So we've designed it specifically to help you if you want to grow your prospect list. You want to get to the right people interested, and you want to get them interested a lot faster. And we're going to build a system that you can follow so that you can use it again and again and again. And some of it's going to be not about getting new clients and new money into the game, but really getting our list bigger so that we can then get into regular communication with more people. So, guys, we've touched on the basics of list building and, finding new ways to, to get clients in that. But this summit will be a sort of a no holding back look at how to increase your prospect engagement and have them excited to be part of your community, and basically eagerly they'll be chafing at the bit to get to your next call to action. Okay, so pretty cool. So the thing is, remember, guys, last summit we did, for those of you guys who were there, I asked the posse members how they felt about us all getting together in one location as a big group, kind of like I do. I fly to Sydney 3 times a year to get with my coach, and I actually spend 3 days with my coach in Sydney, fly myself there and Tanya there, put myself up in hotels, buy my food and everything like that. I spend 3 days with my coach and my coaching community as well. And that's the sort of thing I want to get with you guys. I want to get together as a larger group and have all the posse members together. And, basically when I asked that, there was a resounding yes. Everyone thought that would be a really, really good idea, and we share the locations and stuff like that. So basically what we want to do, we're trying to get together all of our posse for what we're calling a National Insider Summit. It's a Tuesday, the 29th of March 2016. It's going to be in Sydney, okay? So I'm really, really, really counting on everyone to play the game here. Do whatever it takes. It's just one airfare, a night's accommodation maybe, and come and join us for an awesome time together. I want to try and get as many of our guys together, have an awesome session, and bring everyone together in one place. So, guys, so mark your diary. We're going to start communicating about it on Tuesday next week. But for now, what I want you to do, really, really simple. If you haven't already, I want you to let us know that you're keen to attend, or at least go into your diary and book out that time now. Tuesday, the 29th of March in Sydney. We'll give you the details, and all that'll be in the CBD area. We've got a venue for it already. If you need to travel, I want you to book your travel, book your accommodation, or even better still, get your assistant to do that. Book your travel and book your accommodation, hint, hint, hint. I want you to do that now so we've got it locked and loaded. There shouldn't be any excuses. I've been talking about it for a couple of weeks, and we're going to give 6 weeks notice on it. There shouldn't be any excuses. I didn't know, I haven't got time or whatever. I'd love everyone to get together. I've got an awesome session planned, really, really good. I've actually got some pretty big surprises on the day. It's going to be something, I'm going to keep that hush-hush right now, but trust me, it'll blow your mind. So come, idea sharing, networking, some fellowship. We'll actually go out for dinner after the event. So I want to book a restaurant nearby and go and have a bit of fellowship and a couple of quiet shandies together. And guys, just so you know, the very next day, on the Wednesday, we'll be also running in Sydney our what we're calling our profitable pipeline. Sorry, our profitable planner intensive. So that's for the public. So you guys are basically welcome. Everyone's welcome to come. Doesn't cost you anything for any of our events. I'll be counting on you, hopefully, to get some friends along to my event as well. But for those of you who are looking at doing workshops and groups and seminars and stuff like that, you should totally come. Not only to learn the content, but also to watch what happens and how I sort of work in group environment, in that group sales environment as well. So not only learn some good stuff, because I've got some new stuff to share, but I also think it's a good idea to come and learn how I'm actually selling to my clients as well in a group. So I reckon it'd be a great idea for you to come as well, so everyone's welcome. So Tuesday is our Blackwing Posse Summit. Wednesday, the 30th of March in Sydney, is our Profitable Planner one-day intensive, and every one of you guys is welcome to come. In fact, the more the merrier. For me to have some friendlies in the room would be absolutely awesome, okay? All right, so guys, reserve your spot now. All right, so let's get into this. Now, I think... Now, I know we're here to talk about instant appointments, right? I know we're here to talk about that, but you're probably wondering why I've got an American football on the page right now. Why have I got an image of an American football on the screen? Now, I haven't gone crazy. I haven't lost my marbles. There's a reason for this, and Yeah, Tanya plays at NFL, so she's just high-fiving me in the background there. But guys, the reason is, and guys, I know I've got a lot of guys on the call, and I've got a bunch of ladies on the call too. So guys, hey, if sport isn't your thing, please just hear me out for the next 25 seconds or so, and then at the end of that we can be friends again, okay? But the reason I've got this football on the screen because there was this famous American football coach he coached the Green Bay Packers by the name of Vince Lombardi. You probably all heard of him. He was an all-time. He was one of, if not the most all-time winningest football coaches in NFL history, and I'm pretty sure winningest is a word, right? He used to coach, the very, very best players in the NFL. Millions and millions of dollar players. All-stars they were. But one thing he used to do every single year at the start of every season, even if they just won a championship a few months before, what he'd do, he'd gather all the players up into the locker room right at the start of the season. Remember, guys, these guys will pay millions of dollars every single year, top-end players. And what he'd do, he'd hold this football in the air in one hand. He'd hold it in the air and he'd say, gentlemen, this is a football. And then he'd walk everyone out to the touchline, out to the ground. They'd all walk out in a big group, and he'd go to one of the end zones and he'd say, our job is to get this ball over the line, and it's to stop them from getting the ball over our line. And he'd go right back to basics. And he'd walk them through the basics on sort of tackling and passing and throwing and running and blocking and all the fundamentals of the game, because he knew if he could get his players to get the fundamentals right and the groundwork right, his players would do their very, very best, and he'd even win championships. And of course he did. They went on to win lots and lots and lots of championships. So in today's training, we're going to just do just that. I'm just going to be just like Vince Lombardi today, and I'm going to show you the fundamentals, and we're going to get back to basics on marketing and client attraction and how to build authority in your marketplace so that getting new clients is really, really, really easy again. I'm going to get back to the, I want it to be like muscle memory. So, like it is for me. Like when I talk to you guys and I come up with something, you say something and I say, hey, try saying it like this. You say, God, you say it so well, so easily. But, the reality is it's just simply muscle memory, like playing basketball or riding a bike. I want to repeat it over and over and over again until the muscles in your brain just automatically do it, and they just blink it without having to think it. Okay, it just happens. You just think that way. All right, and that's where we're at today. So let's do this. And I want to start this training, guys, right now with a question. And the question I've got for you is this: I'd love to know from you, what do you think the real job of marketing is? What's marketing really truly all about? What's marketing's real job, in other words? I'd love to know from you. So do me a favor. If marketing's got a job, what's it supposed to be doing? I'd love to know what you think here, guys. So do me a favor, find the question box, and I'd love to know from you, what do you think marketing's real job is? Okay, I'll give you 15 seconds to type that in. Ready? On your marks, get set, go. Okay, great. Just a couple of other for you newbies on the call. Paul's keen. Can my assistant attend as well, guys? Any of our so Joanna, great question. Can my assistant attend as well, guys? Anyone that you think should be with you or could take some stuff that you learned from the day and take it off your hands when you get back to the office, yes, anyone can come. As long as it's not your next door neighbour or Uncle Bob or another, competitive financial planner or something like that. But anyone in your business that you want to either learn, do some training with, but also more so to take some of the work away from you when you get back, yeah, totally, guys. The more the merrier for us. So yeah, if it's someone that you think is going to help your business, absolutely, totally. It's free for everyone. All you got to do, guys, we're going to pay it to get ourselves there. All you got to do is get yourself there, put yourself up for the night. All right. He would also get them to tie up their shoelaces, Paul Holly. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's Vince Lombardi. I did know that. That's good. Kind of didn't think it was in context, but I love your thinking. Attracting prospects, says Murray. Getting people into your system, know, like, and trust. Thanks, Paul. Get people to pay you. Yeah, absolutely. Sell stuff. So this is what's marketing's real job. Have people chase you and want what you've got. Yep, like the thinking, good. Warm people up, happy with that. People excite people enough to take action. Thanks, Craig. Leads engine, Joanna, like that. Yeah. Promote an idea. Yep, cool. Terry, thank you. Stack pain. Great. Open up the market for you. Thanks, Mike. Good. Promote an idea, we did. But attraction development, develop awareness and call to action. Thanks, Aaron. Great. To get people to talk to you. I like that. Yeah, just get a discussion, get into conversation. Really important. Bring in the bucks. I love that. I know you're being a bit facetious there, Dave, but I like your style. Bring in the bucks. Get new leads. Change. Oh, you're changing my mindset already. Okay, well, that's good. We haven't really started yet, but fantastic. Call to action. Thanks, Brendan. Get into discussion, Matt. I'm liking your thinking there. Just get in. We just want to get into conversation. Get our image, profile, etc., in the heads of people so they feel like they need us in their life. Yeah, good. That's a good spin on it, Lee. Thanks very much for that. Get key messages to target clients. Yes. Help increase awareness. Yeah, guys, these are all good. Yeah, and I think they're totally right. Let's just break it down a little bit. Let's just chat for a minute. I want to talk to you about marketing, and I reckon marketing's got 3 specific jobs. And what I want you to do, guys, I want you to make some room on a page, and I'd love you to draw 3 circles on the page. Okay, just do 3 circles. So I'm going to do that for you now. So I think I've done that a bit early. So I'm going to just get out of this, and I'm going to bring my iPad up. I'm going to draw along with you. So I want you to draw along with me, okay? So, guys, I reckon marketing has 3 distinct jobs. So number 1, 2, and 3. So the first job, I reckon the first job of marketing, and probably won't be a surprise at all, marketing's first job is to get the attention of the right target market. So it's to get the attention of the right target market. But so often what happens is financial planners get this absolutely wrong. They get it wrong. And I remember being in high school, right? I'm just going to get this back on the screen. I remember being in high school, and yeah, I remember being in high school, and I was about in year 7, year 8 or so, maybe, I think it was, something like that. And I was walking past the library, and there was this big, massive A3 poster up on the wall just near the library, and it had in big red letters. This poster had the word, and was about 1/3 of the page big, right? So big A3 poster, big red letters, about 1/3 of the page big, and it had the word sex. I thought, okay, all right. So as a teenage boy, I was like, boing, that sort of caught my attention straight away. I stopped. I gave it my full attention, obviously. And I was desperate to find out what it said next. And it said, and it sort of in smaller writing underneath, it said, now that we have your attention, the math department would like to announce blah, 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 blah. All right, so, and I thought that was pretty cool. So what just happened there, guys? Think about it. What happened? You notice it sort of got my attention, really got my attention. And what happens is that when something gets your attention, your brain automatically goes on for it goes on a clarification search to see if there's any other relevant information there, or if it's just a waste of time. And you take a look at this picture for a minute. So it's a similar sort of thing. You look at the picture, and it's a picture of a sexy girl, right? And she's laying there on a bed or a towel or whatever that is. I'm pretty sure it's either a towel or a bed or day bed or whatever it is. And she's got her earphones in, and it says Stripes. And you go, Stripes, sexy girl, Stripes, sexy girl, Stripes, sexy girl, and it's sort of sex, maths department. And you see that your brain automatically tries to see if there's a connection so it can move on. So the point I want to make here is that there's, it's not enough to just get someone's attention. You need to get their attention in such a way that it sort of compels them to want to take the next step and move forward. Does that make sense? Okay, so the first job, we've got to get people's attention. Second job, so I'm back on the iPad here. So once you've got their attention, the next piece in this puzzle is that we want to facilitate your prospects' information gathering and decision-making process. So the next word here is to facilitate. Facilitate. Okay, we want to facilitate your prospects' information and decision-making process. Okay, and what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is that what you want to do, so I'll just go back. Sorry, I'm playing up a little bit here. So guys, what I mean by that basically is that, if you get their attention, what you want to do is, so I'll just go back. So I'm playing up a little bit here. So guys, what I mean by that basically is that, if you get their attention, what you want to do is, if you get their attention, and it's based on something that's important to them or relevant to them, like their hot buttons or their four forces exercise. That's why we go so deep into the four forces exercise. And then your brain goes on this clarification search to find out what, if this is really relevant to you, or if it's really timely, or if it's really specific, or it's in this sort of sphere of relevance right now. So it's your job. What happens is it's your job to make sure that you give them information or ideas that are actually helpful. So you get their attention, but then what? We've got to give them the next valuable piece of information. So you've got to facilitate your prospects' information gathering and decision-making processes. So we've got to make sure what you give them next is useful. So sex and math department, to me, it wasn't useful. So you know what? I didn't go to that math department thing. They got my attention, but they didn't facilitate my information gathering and decision-making process. It wasn't useful for me. So you've got to remember, guys, that all buying decisions are based on human behavior. And at any time, anytime that they're going to buy, anytime a human is going to buy something big, or that it's a little bit scary, or it's costly, or it's risky, you think about that. Costly, scary, risky. What does that sound like? Guys, just type into the question box for me. Costly, scary, risk. Put her picture back up, says Craig. Says Lee, sorry. Costly, scary, risky. What does that sound like, guys? Can you type into the question box? For a human, costly, scary, risky. What might that sound like to a person? Who might that sound like to a person? Us, financial planners, financial planning industry, insurance, don't go there. Us, yeah, exactly. So it does. So in a person's mind, costly, financial planning and financial planners, that's costly, they're scary, and we just don't want to go there, right? They're scared of it. Okay, people have got no idea what working with a financial planner is like. They're scared of it. They've only ever heard bad things about it. None of their friends have ever had it before. They don't know what to expect. They're skeptical and they're wary in every single way. Okay, just need you to know that. Be very, very, very conscious of that. People don't like what we do. They hate it, in fact. Talk about grudge purchases. Right? So anytime people are even contemplating making a commitment to even talk to you, they're actually terrified that they're going to make a bad decision. Okay, so your job becomes instead of being the sales guy, or the sales girl, your role switches. What we've got to do. We've got to get you to be the trusted advisor. So just jot that down in that facilitate box circle there. I'd love you to write down the word trusted advisor somewhere. Which is exactly where you want to be. You want to be seen as the trusted advisor, not the scary, wary, skeptical guy. So you need to be seen as the trusted advisor, and you need to be the person who can show people how to make things better, how to get things done quicker, and get it done easily without them having to do much work. The position of a trusted advisor. What to look out for. What I want you to, that's the sort of thing that we need to do. Okay, we need to help them to know what they need to look out for, so that they can just go ahead and do it instead of them doing nothing or getting left behind, which is what most people are doing by not getting financial advice right now. And when I show you this case study later on, I want you to notice just how we did that, how we got people to get things better, things faster, and things done easily. So just notice that when we do the case study later, okay? So in other words, I want you to become the source of all knowledge in terms of what you do. You're going to be the person that helps facilitate the information gathering and the decision-making process for your clients. Guys, I could talk about this for hours, guys. I love this particular topic. But what I really want to do, have a look on the screen there. So I went online. I did this a little while ago. I went online and I just went on to carpet cleaners, because I always talk about carpet cleaners. They're my sort of go-to, if you've got a bad sort of job, it's carpet cleaning, part-time carpet cleaning job. But I just went online and said, hey, let's have a look at how they're doing that. But look at this. This is called the Trusted Cleaner. And what they've done, they create a consumer guide. The carpet cleaning industry is unregulated, which means that anyone can call themselves a professional carpet cleaner. What does that sound like? Maybe not fully, but pretty much like our industry. The truth is that it takes more than just fancy business card and a carpet cleaning machine to become an expert. Unfortunately, in Australia, though, there's a number of inexperienced and untrained technicians and businesses using deceptive and unethical business practices, which can be very difficult to spot. So we've created a consumer guide for people who are looking to buy carpet cleaning. And in this guide, we're going to show you how to find a carpet cleaning company who will give you your carpets a professional clean, takes pride in their work, provides a full guarantee, invests in training and development with their team, and uses the latest commercial grade machines and products. So you see how they're facilitating their prospects' information gathering and decision-making processes. They're overcoming the skepticism and how people are wary, and they're teaching them what to expect, and they're just taking away the difficulty or the hard decision. They're making sure that people know and are comfortable with a pretty big purchase like getting your house cleaned with carpets. 7 questions that you must ask before hiring a carpet cleaning company. Are you a member of an association? Do you hold recognised qualifications? Are you fully insured? So what they're doing, they're helping people make the buying decision. So people are skeptical. They don't know who to trust from a carpet cleaning point of view. This carpet cleaning mob, the Trusted Cleaner, by the way, great name, I love that. He's facilitating their decision-making and information gathering process. You don't have to go online to check to go and find and Google all this. It's there on the website in their guide, in their consumer guide that they created. And then they show you, are you a professional member? Well, here's the things that you should be. Do you have recognised training? Well, these are the training that good qualified carpet cleaners should have. Are you fully insured? Well, these are the things that you should ask for. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? So in other words, they're teaching people what they need to know to help them make a really good decision, so it takes away the stress, the pain, the anxiety of spending money. Does that make sense, guys? I hope it does. I'll clear the raise your hand. Just raise your hand, guys. Can you see, does that make sense to you, number one? And can you see how you can sort of formulate that back into what you do from a marketing point of view? So again, remember, we're doing Marketing 101 here, but I think it's really, really important to get back to this basics. Okay, cool. Hands up everywhere. Great. So if you're a good marketer, that's exactly what your marketing is going to do for you. It's going to help them facilitate information and how to make the decision really, really a no-brainer to work with you. All right, so once we've, this is for you, Lee, this image. So once we've grabbed their attention and we've facilitated their information in the decision-making process, your next job is really, really simple. It's to lower the risk of them taking the very next step. Okay, so it's to lower the risk. So that's the third in the sequence here. So I'll just put that up in your circle. So the first thing here is to lower the risk. Lower the risk. Okay, so I want you to have attention, facilitate, and lower the risk as the basic points that I want to cover off on and make sure they're really, really ingrained. These are the 3 words that I want to make sure that you've got these written down. And, attention, facilitate, and this third word, lower the risk. You need to lower the risk. In other words, you're going to give them a really simple next step that seems logical and it's not scary in any way, shape or form. Like I was in Queensland, I was at a conference last week, right? As I told you before, the Advisor Edge conference, and this lady, I talked to a lady in one of the breaks, and she gave me a business card, and on the back of the business card was a book in for, she had an offer for a free consultation on the back of her business card. Now, I didn't say anything, guys. I kept it to myself, but because you're not in the Blackwing posse, so it wasn't my business. But the reality is, in my mind, I was thinking, hey, that's not the next step. The next step isn't to get your business card and then book an appointment. That's just not the next step in a modern day marketing. People just don't do it that way anymore. There's a whole heap of steps in between before anyone will even come near your office. This is sort of the 3rd or 4th step down the track in a modern day marketing client attraction process. So, it's not a low risk next step at all. For most people, they're like, so they want to get me to drive to their office, have me sit in their office for an hour or more, or an hour and a half, and have me talk about scary financial planning that I'm skeptical and worried about. And at the end of it, they're going to try and sell me something. So you think about it, step out of your shoes and step into your prospect's shoes. That's how they think if you say, hey, come in for a meeting. They don't want to do it. They're skeptical. They're wary. And they know that at the end, you're going to try and sell them something because that's what happens. They've heard it all before. To them, it does not sound like a low-risk next step. Make sense? So you want to lower the risk. And you want to lower the risk in the next step of the buying process, not the sales process. Really important words here. It's the buying process. We don't want to sell them anything. We want them to buy from us. So we want to lower the next step in the buying process. So think about it. Let's say there was a person and they were having, I don't know, a relationship problem, let's say. Let's say they were having a relationship issue and you listen to this webinar right now. You're not a financial planner anymore, but let's say you're a relationship coach. And just step out of your shoes for a minute, become a relationship coach, just for a minute. And I come to your website, and the first thing you offer me is a free consultation to discuss your love life. I mean, seriously. Now, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know you yet. You don't. I don't know you yet. It's just too hard. I don't know your company. I've got no idea about your track record. I don't know if you're legit or not. And you want me to come straight into your office, talk about my deepest, darkest secrets, and to a stranger that I don't even know, and that was your next step? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not sure that I'd actually do that. That would be a bit overwhelming for me. But what if I came to your website and I got a download of some sort, something really easy, simple, quick, some sort of useful piece of information like the 5 signs to look out for before your marriage starts to deteriorate, and the one simple strategy that'll put some spark back into your relationship or something like that. What if I came to your website, downloaded something that's really simple and easy, that's not scary, lowers my risk, and something that I can grab without even having to talk to you? Now I'm interested. Now I think I can take that next step without having to expose myself or bare my soul to the world or bare my soul to a stranger. It's something easy and simple, and I can read it in the privacy of my own home. And if you've done it well, it'll really relate to me and give me something valuable, and it'll talk about what I'm going through, and I want to know more about what you can do for me, because it seems to me like you know what you're talking about. Okay, you've given me something that's valuable, easy, no risk. I don't have to be wary of you. I don't have to talk to you, and it's that's an example of what I mean by lowering the risk of the next step. Now I'm happy to swap my contact details for something that I'll get of value, but it also gives you implied permission to keep in touch with me. Okay, and think about the lead magnet process. We offer something, they come to us, they download it really simply and easy, but in return, all we ask is for a first name and an email address. I get something of value that's easy to digest, it's quick and simple and easy, and it's valuable, and I then want to know, okay, what else do I need to do here? There's a complexity void, and I need to know more. What could be the next step in the relationship one? You think about it, it could maybe then it could be a strategy session, but it could be a workshop, it could be a private client briefing, it could be a 15-minute Skype chat, for that relationship scenario, whatever it is. So, but whatever we want it to be an easy next step. First thing you want to offer is something that's simple and easy and lowers the risk. Okay, guys, I'm just going to grab a quick drink of water. I'm going to check in. I want to see how this resonated with you. And again, we're talking about the basics here of marketing. Okay, so in a minute, I'm going to show you the marketing campaign that helped save a drowning financial planner and turn his business right around so he could get back on his feet. And guys, I've got to say, he's never looked back since that. But I want you to just get this right in your mind, because this is the basic premise that we use for this marketing campaign. This is where it all came from. And we just did some ninja tactics with it as well. But I'd love to know from you, we've talked about 3 things today. Marketing's main job, I reckon, first and foremost, is number 1, to get attention, of the right target market, obviously. Number 2 is facilitate your prospects' information gathering and decision-making process. And number 3 is to lower the risk for people to take the very next step. So I'm going to show you the basics in a minute, but for now, what I'd love to know from you, which of these 3 things have you paid the least attention to in your marketing in the past, and why? Why do you think you've sort of ignored it or not focused on it? Okay, so I'd love to know that. So, you've tried to attract new clients, you've done lots of different various things, but it really hasn't hit the mark, has it? The old way you've been doing things hasn't worked. What do you think that is? Is it because you didn't have a compelling enough reason for people to reach out? Maybe you didn't grab their attention. Could it be that you didn't help them decide and give them an understanding of, put them at ease before they sort of move forward? Maybe it was too forward. Maybe you didn't remove the barriers, or it just seemed like it was just going to be too hard. Maybe you didn't quite, know what happened. You don't quite know exactly what happened at all. It was just crickets. You try to connect, but no one connected. Whatever it is for you, I'd love to know from you. Why have you, which of these have you paid the least attention to, and why did you do that? Okay, give me 10 seconds, or some have already done it. Ready? Go. Just don't go there. Okay, Matt, don't go there. Comment. Love to know what you were talking about there, Matt. Please elaborate. I was thinking it. Yep, Bruce says avoidance, costly, scary, risky, mobile phone plans. Exactly. Yeah, Brendan, exactly right. I've never had a decent response until recently amended my annual review letters. Totally, Angie, yeah, we absolutely did. think about what we did on those review letters. And guys, they're in the vault right now. You use a template that we've got in the vault. The review letters were just, the wording was different and it was valuable to them and it wasn't scary and it was, hey, really, really casual. And people's review meeting results have just been out of this world. They're through the roof. So yeah, absolutely, totally did, Ange. Obviously not harnessed their interest or gotten their attention. Thanks, Mike. Can we have a copy of that, Steve? Paul, love to know which one you'd like. What would you like a copy of, Paul? Please tell me, and I'm happy to give that to you. Lower the risk because it's never been brought to our attention. Yeah, exactly right. Funny, that's why we're going back to basics. Thanks, Aaron. That's really good. Attention relied on alliance partners who didn't have the lead magnets. Probably Paul didn't have the knowledge either. So a bit of a combination, Paul Holly. Thanks for that. Didn't have the initial list to market to, Paul Garner. That's what the list building summit's going to be all about. Thank you. What else we got there? Never thought of helping them make a decision. Well, that's what the lead magnets are for. Hey, short, actionable, goal-oriented, easy to read and understand and digest. Yeah, that's why we do the lead magnets for sure, and it totally works. Those who are using them, they're absolutely working for sure. Brendan, lower the risk. I know that I'm a trusted advisor. I know that I am a trusted advisor. I do a good job, but they don't know these things. Exactly what I was going to comment. Yeah, good. Love that you know that, Brendan. Thank you. Lower the risk. Let them get to know us slowly without being without the risk of being sold something. Yeah, exactly. I call that going for the jugular. Terry, yeah, so without us going for the jugular, going straight for the appointment. Oh, the carpet cleaners thing. Dude, Paul, in the vault, we've actually got something better than that. I've got a financial planners version of that. Just can't think of the name of it right now. But Tanya, can I get, Webinar Wingman JD, could you do me a favour to make a note for me to get the Consumer's Guide? I think it's called, Paul, it's called the Financial Planners Consumer's Guide, and it's in a Vault webinar, like a Friday morning webinar called, JD, can you just do me a favour, remind me to get the Consumer's Guide, and I'll put a link in the posse for you, Paul. Paul, I've actually got a template in there for you that covers all of those things and more, and is financial planner specific. So, dude, you can have that, no worries at all. I just can't remember the name off the top of my head. I'll get that for you at the end. Attention, I'd suggest, says Lee. Yeah, great. Okay, awesome. What's that first one, which doesn't allow me to get to the other two? Exactly, yeah, it all starts with the first step, doesn't it? And if you can't get past first base, you're never going to hit a home run, are we? All right, cool. Choose your planner. Is that what it's called? Choose your planner. Yeah, great. So it's called Choosing Your Financial Planner, Paul. I'll put the link up anyway, JD. We'll find that in the vault and we can put that in the link. You can do that while we're waiting if you like, JD, as well. So how to choose. It's the guide's called How to Choose Your Financial Planner. So we're teaching people how to choose us using these processes. All right, cool. Okay, that's really good. Thank you, everyone. That's really appreciate your input there. Lots and lots of good ideas there. All right, so what we're going to do, what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to work through your worksheet right now. So what I'd love you to do me a favor and grab your worksheet. Now's the time to get that up and running and on the screen. If I can just get myself a new page on this stupid thing, on this stupid new way they've done. Seriously, if I could only make it easier to give me a new screen. Yes, got one. Okay. Right, so guys, so if you can do me a favour, grab your, while I muck around with my iPad, grab your worksheet, and I'm just going to draw that up on the screen for you right now. So let's just have that in the background. Okay, just bear with us 2 seconds. Oh. They've just changed all of the iPad settings and all on here, and it's just they've made it worse. You know how they make things worse, not better? This is one of those things that they've done thinking they were clever, but it's just terrible. Okay, guys, so what I want to do, I want you to walk through your worksheet. I'm going to draw it out for you. And I'm basically going to give you, funnily enough, I'm going to give you a nine-box framework that we used to create a really, really awesome, what we call a scarcity marketing campaign. Okay, I'm going to go through the details in a minute, but I just basically want you to have that worksheet in front of you. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw some boxes in here. So at the top you've got the word frame. So how we frame things up. Then we've got need. What is the need? How we seed the need. And then lastly, we've got how we create desire. And you should have that here. Okay, so the first box in the top left-hand corner. Basically, what we did, when we're doing this is called a scarcity campaign, guys. Okay, so and specifically, we did this campaign for small business. But what we did, we actually led with scarcity. So right from the very start, we made the people that we marketed this campaign to feel like it was only for them. There was not much time. It's exclusive for a certain amount of people for a very, very short period of time. So what we actually did, we led with scarcity. Okay, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'll show you the actual how we did it, but I just want you to get these things down. And this is the framework. So we said, okay, we want to do a marketing campaign to a group of people. Let's build a framework so that we can then do up a letter or an email, and we ended up creating one using this framework. So number one, we led with scarcity. Number two, the next thing we did, we gave them a compelling reason why we're contacting them. So really, really early in the marketing piece, we don't want them to be reading along or wondering who this person is or why you're contacting. So we led with scarcity, and then we contacted them and let them know the reason why we're contacting them. The next thing we did, we then told them really early the proposition. So what we were proposing, and this will all fall into place in a minute when I show you how it all looks in real time. So we talked about the proposition. So we framed it up right at the start. So what I'm talking about here is the framing. We led with scarcity, we showed them the reason why, and then we put out there the proposition that we had for them really, really early in the piece. Okay, so that's basically the frame up of what we did. Next line, the need. So we tried to see the need here. So what we did, we showed some proof, told a story, or, you know, the other thing you can do a case study. And you've heard me say this before. Okay, so what we did, we turned it away from them, and we said, okay, we're working with people just like this, and that's very, 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 very similar to you. Okay, so we gave them some proof, a story, or a case study about someone very, very similar to them that we've been working with. Then what we did, we moved to the problem or the problem or the impact. Okay, so we told a story in a case study about someone who we met who were just like them. They were like this, struggling with this, that, and the other. What we did with this, this, and this, and now this is how things happened for them. This is how it changed. This is how their world changed. Is that a problem for you? And we knew, because we know our avatar so well, that the proof story case study that we told was a problem for this particular group of people. And so we said, is this a problem for you? How are you feeling in this area? And we know that they said, yeah, we're struggling with that same problem as well. And we asked them, or we helped them identify for themselves what the impact of that problem was having in this case, small business. Okay, so we told proof, show them some proof case study story. We got them to admit that that was a problem for them and what the impact of that problem was. And then we talked about action steps. The next thing we did, we talked about action steps. What were the action steps that this case study person did to get the results that they needed, and how they get from where they were to where they need to be? So that was seeding the need. Okay, so we framed it up front. We've then seeded the need. Now what we've got to do, we've got to then create some desire. So the first thing we did, we then walked through the results. So what were the results that we were able to achieve for our case study, and therefore for them? So what are the results? So that if they do this thing that we're asking them to do, and they come and listen to us and work with us, what are the results they're going to get? Number two, next part in there, we gave them some comfort, make it easy for them, and give them a really simple, easy next steps. Next steps. But we had some urgency in there as well. That was the other thing. So yes, it's simple and easy, but you've also got to act. You've got to do something. You need to act now, okay? So because time's running out, you're about to miss the boat, the train is leaving the station, you need to get on board. So we're in the needs section. If this story sounds like you and it's a problem for you and there's an impact in your particular business, and you want to take these action steps just like this other person did to get the results that they did in your business, don't worry, it's okay. We're here to help, but you need to take some action. You need to move, okay? And And the last one we did, and I think you'll see a line in yours, and that's what I was talking about there. We had some scarcity, again, and we had a compelling CTA, call to action. Okay, and we made it really, really simple. Just reply, click this link, call my receptionist. We're going to call you, whatever it happens to be, whatever your simple, easy next step is. There's actually 10 boxes in this because then we had a really powerful PS, and we also sort of gave an incentive as well. So this box is actually gone. I'm going away from my normal 9-box framework because I gave a really strong PS at the end of it. Okay, so just so you get this. So again, I'm just framing this up for you guys, and that's where we started with on this. But I'm just framing this up for you guys. So when I'll tell you the case study in a minute and the story of how this worked and how it actually came into play, you understand where this all comes from. Okay, so we framed what we were doing. So we framed it up. We led with scarcity. We gave them the reason why we contacted them so that they felt at ease pretty quickly. And I put the proposition to them. I put it right in front, fair and square, so you didn't have to guess at why we were making contact. Then in the middle, we seeded the need. We showed proof, told a story, and in this case, we did a case study, and we got them to relate the problem that the case study did and the impact that it had. And then we walked through the action steps that these people took who worked with us to get the third line there, which is the desire, the amazing results that they got. So they worked with us, we did this, we did that, we did the other, and this is the results that they got. People just like you. Then we gave them some comfort, but it's okay. We're good at this. We help people just like you. We're fantastic at this. We do it for a living. We eat it for breakfast. And then we gave them a really easy next steps, but we installed some scarcity and made it really, really relevant and really poignant that they need to do something really quickly. And at the end of it, we had a PS with a sort of incentive to move. Okay, so that's the framework that we use. So that's what we call the small business scarcity approach template. So how we did it, I'm going to show you in a minute when I walk through this case study. Makes sense, guys? Any questions on that? Just if you've got any questions, what PS, mate, Paul, I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to show you every single bit of this. I just wanted to break down broadly. So, guys, just think about this. When I'm doing an email or a letter or a marketing campaign or even an email campaign, anything I'm doing, I just draw 9 boxes, just like I've done there, and I'll walk through, okay, what do I want to do in these 9 boxes? I want to frame it up, I want to seed the need, and I want to create some hunger and desire. And I'll just walk through exactly what I've done with you, and then, so I do it as broad headings, and then I just draw another 9 boxes, and then I put some actual copy behind each one of those sort of subheadings. And what I've got to a point now is I don't even think anymore, number one. I just do it like that. I don't have to write these out anymore. It's just how I think in my brain because I've got muscle memory from it, number one. But number two, I've got so many templates of emails and marketing campaigns and lead magnet campaigns that I've done over time now that are all set up in this same 9-box framework way that often what I'll do is I'll go back to something I did a year ago or a year and a half ago, grab that old template out, and I'll just go through and change the words to make it relevant to what I'm doing because I know the framework is the same. Okay, so I hope that answers some of your questions there, guys. That's how I do it. It's just all muscle memory now. If it's not muscle memory, I just draw a 9-box framework, and I just say, okay, what do I want to say? How do I want to say it? And in what order do I want to say it? And and we just smash it out. Okay, guys, any questions just before I move on? I'll just give you another 5, 4 to type something in. 3, 2, 2.5, 1. Okay, all right, cool. So we'll move on. Hope you're getting this, guys. Really, really important that we understand the frame. And remember, like I said earlier, we're going back to basics on marketing today. But what I'm going to show you right now, I'm going to walk you through a case study of a financial planner, just like you guys. Oh, sorry, I thought I just closed everything down then. But here's the thing. So like I said before, I'm going to walk you through a case study around how this actually works. So, I want to show you what's possible for you, basically. So what I want to do is jump into this right now. It's called, this case study is called From 30,000 in Debt to 107,000 in Income in a Month, in 1 month. Okay, pretty killer case study, guys, and let me tell you, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. Okay, so what happened was I got a phone call. This is a little while ago, but I got a phone call from a guy in Melbourne, financial planner. It was about 4:30 in the afternoon here in Perth, and beautiful afternoon. I was actually on holidays. I was driving down south. I was on a windy road down in the southwest of WA, heading towards a place called Pemberton, where we were going to do a bit of trout fishing. In the southwest of WA, three of my mates in the car. We had the little tinny on the back. We're heading down there to do some fishing, as I said. Took a couple of days off so we could go away fishing. And lots of carrot trees around, winding roads, beautiful place down there. You guys in Perth, you know where I'm talking about. Little bit of reception left, not too much, I've got to say. But I got this phone call from an advisor named Andrew. I'll call him Andrew today. Well, it's not Andrew, but I'll call him Andrew. You guys actually know, if you guys are on LinkedIn or around the AFA and the FPA, you guys would know this person. I was really surprised when I got this phone call. I thought, hey, holy cow, what's this guy doing ringing me? Because he's right out there. And really interesting. But, I didn't know him overly well, but I just knew who he was and knew of him, obviously. And it's one of the planners, one of the guys I'd been working with was friends with him, and that's how he got to ring me. He gave me a call out of the blue. Anyway, he said, Steve, I really, really need your help. I'm 26 days away from a financial train wreck. 26 days away from a financial train wreck. And, that kind of got my attention. And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, well, here's the problem. He said, I'm working under a particular dealer group. I won't mention the dealer group. And doesn't matter who it is. And I'm behind on dealer group fees, and I'm 3 months behind in my rent. And I got a call from the state manager the other day saying they're going to pull my license off me, and I'm literally going to go bust within the next month or so. They're saying they're going to pull my license off me if I don't pay in the next month. He gave me, and my PDM's giving me 30 days to come up with 30 grand that I owe. So I said, well, okay, so we've got a month to do something, right? And he said, no, we haven't. He said, that was 4 days ago. So now I've only got 26 days to come up with $30,000. Guys, I really did. I felt for the guy. He told me he had 3 kids, and he was in an absolute mess. So okay, so the first thing I asked him, I said, okay, so what's your plan? What are you going to do now? What's your current plan? What are you going to do to turn this around? And here's what he told me. He said, and I didn't mind this actually. I didn't mind, and it was good that he was thinking this way. He said, I want to put on a full day workshop. I want 50 people to attend, and I'm going to charge them $1,000 for the day. Like you see these property spruikers and stuff like that. So this is where he was going with this. I think he was into property. I'm going to charge them $1,000 for the day, and I'm going to teach them all about investments and tax strategies and talk about property and gearing. And I'm going to give them a heap of information, and that way I'll be able to make my 30 grand to pay back back the bills and head office. Give me 20 grand to take home for my family, and that'll take me a little bit of pressure off. Okay, I said, okay, that's cool. That sounds all right. That sounds good. I said, that sounds fine, because like I said, I didn't mind that sort of one-to-many leverage thing, but I said, I can see one problem. Here's the problem, dude. It's the 12th of December. Nobody's going to come to a day like that just before Christmas. Right? Makes sense? I don't think anyone's going to come pay $1,000 on the 12th, and it was going to be like a week or two away. It's going to be on the eve of Christmas. I don't think anyone's going to do that. So here's the thing. I reckon, so when I sort of nut it down now, I think about it after the event, I reckon he had three main problems. We got 3 problems. Number one, he had no time. Have you ever, the reality is, have you ever been so stuck in it and you can't see the forest for the trees? You just couldn't see so clearly. And I said, he said, yeah, man, you're right. I didn't even realize. I forgot it was so close to Christmas. He said, so, if it wasn't Christmas time, I said to him, well, if it wasn't Christmas time, what would you do? How big's your database? And, in fact, guys, let me ask you guys. I'd love to know what you think on this. I'd love to know from you guys on the call right now, if you were going to try and get 50 people to an event like that, and you were going to try and get them to pay $1,000 a head, you wanted to send out an email to get 50 people to throw $1,000 at you, how big do you reckon your database would need to be? How many people would you need to approach to get 50 people to pay you $1,000 for a full day workshop? So I'd love you just grab the question box. I haven't got a slide for it. How many people would you need to get 50 people to pay you $1,000 a head? Just type in the numbers for me. What do you think you need? Let's just type in your guesses, basically. I've tried that once before. Didn't work. Okay, all right. I think it can work, but anyway, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 400. 400. Okay, 25,000. 1,000, 500, maybe 500. To pay $1,000 a head, maybe 100 prospects to get 50 of them to pay you $1,000. Okay, 500, 1,500. Bruce says at least 500, 8,000. did this with a property grower once, sent 23,000 emails. So hey, there you go. 2,000, lots of 2,000s there actually, 2,000, 2,000. 5% rule, probably good, Matt. Yeah, like that. Matt Bazica says the 5% rule. That's right, I forgot about that. But yeah, that's pretty close, I reckon, too. 700, 12,000. Okay, look, big range there, right? So huge. You know, their range goes from sort of 100 even, which I kind of think is really low. I'd find it really difficult to send 100 people an email to get 50 of them to pay you $1,000. I reckon that'd be pretty hard. But hey, if you can do it, that's awesome. And I don't think it's realistic, therefore. So, but the other, you know, there's sort of 20. There was a 25,000 up there. I think it's maybe a little bit exaggerated. Okay. So I said, mate, well, how many people have you got on your prospect base? So here's the thing. So lots of numbers you needed, in other words. And he said, well, Steve, I never really kept a very good database. I haven't really kept a marketing database, and all I've really got is my existing clients, and there's about 200 of those. And, you know, there's not much more business that I can do with those people. I haven't really kept in touch with them that well either. You know, I haven't really touched them very often. Okay, so, you know, so I don't have a really big list. I haven't got, you know, many people to market to, or I haven't, or I've gone, or, you know, to think about, you know, you've gone right through your database and there's no more business. I don't have enough cash to do marketing strategies. So number two, so you think about it, number two, I reckon the other problem is he's got no list. All right, you've got 200 of them. I don't really keep in touch with me. Well, I don't keep in touch with them anyway, and they don't really love me that much. So that's the problem. Number two, he's got no list. All right, so number one, he had no time. Not only did he have no time, he's got no list either. He's been through it, like I said, the database, he's dried it out. So number three, and he hasn't got the cash to do anything about it either. He hasn't got the cash to hire a marketing consultant or whatever. So number three, problem number three, he had no cash. You know, if you had cash, you could probably do something about it, maybe hire a marketing firm or do some social media or spend some money on Facebook or whatever, but he had no cash either. Okay, that was the problem. We had no money. So we had three big problems. So number one, no time. Number two, no prospects, no prospect base basically. And number three, he had no cash to turn it around quickly. So, you know, and he said, you know, Steve, I'm really stuck. I don't have time. I've got no cash, and I just don't have a list to market to, and I'm really, really, really stuck. All right. Which of those is the biggest problem for you guys? I'd love to know. Type me into the question box just while I'm thinking about this. Is it no time to market? Is it no list to market to? Or is it no money to throw at marketing? I'd love to know for you which one you think is the biggest issue for you. Yeah, I think they're going to be pretty similar here, guys. No, not enough money. No list, no database. Yeah, same thing, no list. All three. No money. I won't call out names. Time, no list. Time, good. I have options but don't start anything. Okay, so that's procrastination. So that's probably number four. All three, yes, time and list, time. No cash. Okay, so these are common problems for every financial planner, so it's really good. I'm glad I'm talking about this now. I think hopefully the List Building Summit, well, I know the List Building Summit is going to help with that. Okay, so we've got to figure out what the right mix is in this. So guys, you know, how big does the list need to be? Just as a side issue there, I've got one of the questions. So I've got a question there, how big does the list need to be to get 50 clients? Well, I'll tell you guys, I'm going to tell you in a sec, but just to let you know that what we did with this marketing campaign, we sent it out to about 30 people. Okay, we turned this around from 30 grand in debt to 170 in income to 30 people we sent it out to. We did this with 30 people. Okay, so we did it really, really smart. I'm going to show you that in just a second. Because here's the thing. I reckon that the biggest problem wasn't that he had no list. It wasn't that he had no time. And I don't think the problem was actually that he had no cash, because you don't really need cash to market if you do it smart. I think the biggest issue was that he didn't have a plan. He had no strategy. There was no plan of action to work through. And I reckon the same might be true for some of you guys. Even though we've got sequences in the vault, we've got marketing campaigns done for you, we've got templates and processes and everything you need, we've got, and the procrastination of not doing anything is an issue, no plan whatsoever. Okay, it's all there for you. Okay, I think it's the same for most financial planners. My hunch is that even if I give you everything in the world, not a lot of financial planners are sticking to the plan. That's what's hurting people the most. Okay, even if you've got no time or money, no list, if you've got a plan, you can absolutely turn it around. You can turn it around fast. All right. So what happened? All right, so here's the thing. Here's what we did. So here's the template in action, okay, guys. And I'm actually going to give you a Word doc of this template, so you don't have to write all this down. You'll get this at the end of the session as well. I'm going to give it to you in Word so you can use it as well. Okay, so here's what we did, guys. So he didn't have a big list and he had no cash and he needed to get something done fast. We decided to do something a little bit different, a little bit smarter. And it might seem a little bit old-fashioned, but guess what? It absolutely worked. What we did, it's a lot easier than what a lot of people are doing. It's a little bit more ninja too, and I love the fact that this is so ninja. What we decided to do is we decided to do a letter, a direct mail piece. So the old lumpy mail. All right. I know it's crazy, it's old school, but you know what? We went really smart with this, and I talk a lot about emails and technology and all that, but and we've done this with emails as well. By the way, I've done this campaign with emails as well. You can do it with email, but what we decided to do was try a direct letter with this. An actual piece of paper with your letterhead on it, with your name that you've signed, your logo in the corner, that sort of thing. Remember those old-fashioned letter things, lumpy mail they call it. So what we did, we decided to do it to 2 markets. And because he'd done some work with some people, and I said, okay, who do you like working with? There was a couple of different markets, so we got really clear on his avatar. The one that I'm going to show you in a minute. This is the one that I've done, but this is the letter I shared with him, and he just changed the avatar. It's exactly the same wording, word for word. He basically didn't change any word but the location and the people he was talking to. So he was in Melbourne. I did this for a group of business owners in Fremantle. Okay, and the letter went something like this. And this is just the template that you guys can muck around with. I'm going to walk through it, and we'll have a chat about it. So, and this is the email version. He just took the subject line off, and it had with the email, by the way. If you do it like that, we just had the business owner's name, and what it had there at the top, it had CC, a list of competitors. So what I chose to do, I chose to go to restaurateurs. Okay, and these 8 groups, there's 9 I chose. These 8 groups are 8 restaurants that are based here in Fremantle in Perth, WA. Okay, so, and what I did, I sent it to one of the restaurant owners, and I had a list of 8 competitors at the top of my letter. Okay, and again, we did this version of the email version. Okay, so Fred Smith was, hi Fred, you'll notice that I'm sending this letter to 8 of your competitors as well. What I have to say is important and time's of the essence. But before I do, I've got 2 questions for you. Number 1, are you a insert relevant business type here? Are you a restaurant or cafe owner who's been successful in creating a relatively profitable business so far? And the second question is insert year, is 2014 going to be the year that you finally take control of your financial situation and ensure that you take advantage of this success while you can? Okay, so see how we're starting with scarcity, and we're showing them, we're going through the reason why really early. If the answer to these questions was yes, then this could be the most important page you've ever read all year. So recently I asked a number of local residents, I'm going to just go down the next page, recently I asked a number of local residents what their favourite chiropractor, any sort of retail stop, bike shop, anything, insert relevant thing here, was. Some of them didn't have a favourite, but the ones that did gave me the names of the 9 of you. Hey Fred, my name's Steve Salvia and I'm a business success advisor and financial planner here in Perth, WA, and I've decided to help business owners in your industry and in your area. The only trouble is I can't help everyone for obvious reasons. I only work with the most proactive business owners in each market and in one geographic location. Do you notice the scarcity here, guys? Okay, I'm going to help someone in your industry. It's either going to be you or it's going to be one of your competitors. Okay, so I help them in that geographic area, and I help them quickly get on top of their finances, sort out their superannuation, make more money by paying less tax, make sure their businesses and their family are protected. The thing most business owners want, but want to get right, but rarely do get the time to do it. I won't work with everyone, just those who want to quickly get more profit, more time, more freedom, and make every post a winner. You can find out a bit more about us by going to our website at blah, 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 our website. So that's the opening, that's the intro, that's the sort of the top 3 lines. That's the frame, the lead with scarcity, the reason why, and the proposition. So guys, what I'd love to know from you, just as I read that first little bit, I'd love to know, what are you noticing so far? I've sort of called out a few things. Strange recall plans. So what I'd love to know, guys, I'd love to know from you, what are you noticing so far? No list, that's definitely my problem. Strange, we're called financial planners, but you know I'm not that flash at it. Oh, I think you're underestimating yourself there. Buddy, I won't say whose name that is because I reckon that's, I don't think that's absolutely true. But you can call, if you don't want to do that, you can call yourself whatever you call it, a financial protection specialist or something like that. I've been thinking about the word risk specialist. I don't think people know what risk is. So I'm actually in the process of thinking of a much sexier name for risk specialist. So for you risk specialists on the line, I'm just so you know, I'm trying to think of a really much better sexy name for risk specialist, something that's going to resonate with people, because I don't think risk specialist, I don't think people know what that means. So guys, what are you noticing? I'd love you to just chat in for me. Please help me out here. What are you noticing here right now? Creating scarcity. It sounds important. Guys, does it sound important? Yeah, it sounds like it's important. Target market. Scarcity creates a compelling, creates a competition to get to you first. Love that. Thank you for noticing that, mate. I'm trying to get them to scramble over hot coals, over broken glass, and run a marathon to get to me first because time is of the essence. Focused, following the template. Yeah, it's pretty simple, Paul. Thank you. It sounds important. Urgency sounds like it's exclusive. Yeah, you know, you're either in, you're out. Line in the sand. I don't work with everyone. I'm only going to work with one person in one geographic location. That's good because people also want that. I don't want everyone doing the stuff that I'm doing. I want to get ahead of my competitors. So yeah, I want to work with one person. Scarcity, call to action, relevant message. Haven't got the call to action yet, but I'm framing up that you need to act fast. Yes, Paul. Thank you. Making them feel important. Yeah, absolutely. Aaron, quickly, done, get it done. Yes, exactly. Slightly off topic. What exactly did you do for most small businesses? Corporate super, buy, sell, personal insurance. So remember, small business owners are just people, Lee. They need everything. The beauty of small business owners is that they need everything that mum and dad need, but they've got this overlay of those things that you've typed in: corporate super, buy, sell, succession planning, estate planning and all that as well. But they've also got the same needs as mum and dad. So yeah, I just did everything they needed for them, basically. And if I didn't, I found someone who could. Bruce, yeah, speaking to them personally, thank you. Yeah, cool, guys. They're really good things that you're noticing. Guys, just remember that with small business owners, that's why I love small business. They need what all the mums and dads need, but they've also got this overlay of all this other important stuff that you can do for them, but also things that you can build strategic alliance partnerships with and refer through to. Okay. Well, let's keep going on this. So down the bottom. So you may be similar to the cafe owner who I've just finished working with. It's their spot that I'm looking to fill. Notice that, guys. It's their spot I'm looking to fill. When I started with them, they were working 70, 80 hours a week, and they couldn't get their head around their superannuation, how it worked, how powerful it was as a tool for wealth creation and tax minimisation. They were looking to retire in 3 years, but they had no idea how that was going to happen, and they'd never even had any clarity around what retirement actually looked like for them. What was worse, they were flooded in insurance paperwork that was confusing, and there was just no time. There was just too much of it. Guys, have you ever thought about that, about your situation? Because I know that every business owner says, holy crap, bloody hell, more insurance paperwork. It's flooded with it. So I ask them, I tell them what I think is happening in their life because I know them so well, and then I ask them the question if they've ever had that before. What that does automatically gets them to ask themselves that question in their head, and the answer to that is yes. So, so that's why I asked that question. What it meant for them was that let me explain this to you. What it means for you and the real benefit is, notice the leap phrases here. What it meant for them is that there was no real direction to follow, and the only option was to keep working longer hours in the hope that they would be okay for their retirement. They knew they needed some insurance cover, but they didn't know how much they needed or how much it was going to cost them, let alone if that cover was going to be right for them or if it was structured correctly. But then they made a decision to change. Okay, so now we're changing tack a little bit here. We're going to take so we've just been through the problem and impact part. Now we're going to talk about the action steps and the results. So we made a decision to change. We started off by clearly defining what they wanted to achieve from their business and what sort of lifestyle they wanted. You know, why they actually started their business in the first place. Because you think about it, even you yourself as a business owner, do you sometimes feel a bit lost as to why you're doing this now? Because this is not what you got into the game in the first place for. Most of us got into the game to help people with their finances and make a really good income for our families. But the challenge with too many financial planners out there is that we're not doing either one of those. We're not talking to enough people, and we're not having the lifestyle that we thought we'd have. And business owners are exactly the same. So we ask them that question. why they actually got started in the first place. We then worked through what they actually had in place, streamlined everything to save money and simplify what they were doing to make it easy, and made it easier as well, all the things that they wanted to do. Then we revisited all of their insurances that they had in place, and we were able to tidy them up and save money at the same time, which we ended up using to pay off some debt. So I want you to notice the words tidy them up and save money. What do people want with their insurances? Well, I didn't say streamline their insurances or I talked about tidy them up, because when people are sitting there thinking about these things, I reckon a lot of them are saying, geez, I wish I could just tidy this stuff up. So I'm talking like a business owner would talk about their own stuff. And also what does every person want to do with their insurances? They want to save some money. So that's what we said. That's the promise. We work with these people, with these problems, and here's the promise, just like we talked about last week. All in all, they benefit from, so this is the result they get. All in all, they benefited from improved cash flow, less tax and less debt, restructured super, cheaper funds, and actually understand what they have now. Less insurance policies, therefore less fees, and premiums now have tax advantage because we're making concessional contributions into super to do that. And a plan of action for them to work to that will have them retire 4 years earlier than they thought they would, and they're going to be debt-free. So think about it. Every business owner is struggling to know, holy cow, when am I actually going to be able to sell this thing and retire? I don't know. I cannot see that on the radar, and I don't know how I'm going to clear my debt before I retire. So if that's the problem that people have got, that's the promise that we make. And because I know business owners so well, I know their problems, so I identify their problems, and I help them with the promise. And that's what you do. That's what you get when you work with us. Is this making sense, guys? I'm going to clear the raise your hand button. Does this make sense as we're going through this, guys? Is this resonating with you? Just let me know just by raise your hand. Raise your hand, please. Yeah, cool, good, making sense. I just want to, the wording, you can use your own wording here, but I just want to make sure that the process is resonating. Asset protection professional, TM. I love that. Matt Bazica, this is for you, and I'm sure he's happy to give you this as a gift from him to you. But Matt, this is for you, Terry. Asset protection professional, I like that. And he's got a TM next to it, which I think is just even funnier. I love that, Matt. Okay, so let me just get back on this. Okay, all in all, they benefit from this. Okay, on top of that, even more, they've just come back from an overseas holiday, the first in 11 years, from the funds that we set aside in their budget. Now they have more money, more clarity, better lifestyle, and a plan of action to work to, so they're not winging things anymore. They also understand their financials and have a clear plan to continue growing their business, and they're now tossing up, and they're actually tossing up a second location. So Lee, just think about it, mate. Well, your question was, what did you actually do with business owners? Just if you read that, if you read the results that I just put into that letter or email, that's pretty much the type of stuff that I used to do with small business owners. Dude, and there's a lot in that for us, by the way, and there's a hell of a lot in it for the clients. So, but it's just financial planning 101. It's just do their stuff, fix their things. Okay. I know restaurants and cafes really well, and I know that I can help you, and there is a but, so now we're getting back onto the comfort, giving you some comfort. So there's the comfort. I know your industry really well, and there is a but, so we're going to get now the scarcity back in. You don't know me for a bar of soap. That's why, for you to get to know us and what we can do for you, the first step in the meeting is what I call a free 45-minute explosive growth strategy session. So I've given it a 45-minute session, which will end up being an hour and a half. I've given it a sexy name, right? And what is that really? What is that meeting? When I have that client in the office, what am I actually going to do for them? What do I do? When they come in, what does it end up being? Mate, did they say they wanted to retire in 3 years? Yeah, they did that later on, but they wanted to initially retire in 3 years, Terry, but there was no way they were going to be able to do that. So when we worked it out, when we did their numbers on their current situation, well, I forget the numbers now, but it was like 10 or 12 years, and we got them to be able to retire in 8 or something like that. So they said they wanted to retire in 3 years, but there was just no way they could do it. Yeah, so what is this meeting? So the thing I call the explosive growth meeting, what is it actually? Yeah, Lee, you've got it. Meet and greet meeting. Meet and greet, Paul. Yes, exactly right. Exactly. Risk professional. In insurance meetings, I tell people that I'm a disaster mitigation and recovery specialist. And that's what I help them with. Hey, dude, love that. Disaster mitigation and recovery specialist. Not sure if you could put that on a business card, but hey, that's a really good one. I think that would resonate. Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Craig. These are good, Terry. Yeah, so I'll put my mind to these things as well, but that's really good. So explosive growth session. I normally charge $297 for a meeting like this, but I'm keen to talk to you and show you what I can do for you and your business. I promise I'll make it valuable use of your time. But it's first in, best dressed. Yeah, and your competitors are reading this letter at the same time. So be quick. Call me on my phone number, or call the office now, whatever, and book your free strategy session and lock them out. Yes, I want to lock my competitors out. Yeah, I like the sound of that. I must stress, I'll only work with one. I'll only work with the most proactive of you. So the first to call is going to get the free session. Talk soon. My name. Blah blah. P.S. The first business call will also receive a free book with over a dozen strategies to create wealth and reduce tax. So all I did, I just created a little ebook, and I just basically did a 10-point like a lead magnet. Called it an ebook, so it had 10 points, like half a page on it, so it was about 5 pages, and it was really a lead magnet, but I just called it an ebook, and the first person to call got a copy of that free ebook, and it was something I already had. I didn't have to create. So how does that sound, guys? So think about that. Think about the mechanics of what we've just done there, and I'm just going to sort of walk you through what that looks like. So you look at the top. So this is the template. When you get your template at the end of this session, I've got a blank copy which has just got no sort of yellows in there, which you can just use. But what I've also got is a copy of when you want to make one for you. So if you want to create another one using a different avatar or different wording, you can just use this same format, and you can just follow the bouncing ball here. So think about it, and think about your 9-box framework. So we lead with scarcity at the top there. See in the top yellow, I hope you can see my cursor. See where I'm circling my cursor there? Lead with scarcity, blah, 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 blah. Reason why. Recently I asked a number of local residents, here's why I'm contacting you. Next part, the proposition there. So that's the sort of the framing up bit. Lead with scarcity, reason why, the proposition. Then proof and case study. So brief outline of action steps and strategies used. So that's the proof. The impact and the results on that in there as well, and the results that people got. That's sort of all in one. Then you've got the results that people got from using this. Comfort and next steps, and then there was a scarcity and call to action, and then just underneath that you'll see the powerful PS in there as well. Here's the result. Here's what happened. So let me just tell you what happened with my guy, alias Andrew. So here's what happened, guys. So what happened was he sent this letter. He sent the exact letter that you can see in front of you to 9 restaurant owners, in suburbs of Melbourne. 5 of them took up his offer, and he got 4 clients out of those 5. So he sent it to 9, 5 took up his offer, and he got 4 clients. He did the same again about a week later, maybe it might have been 2 weeks later. I think it was a week later. He did the same again, same letter, but this time he did it to physios. He just changed the avatar. So remember I was telling you before he had 2 avatars? So it was restaurant owners, because he'd come from a restaurant background, and physios was his actual avatar for his financial planning business. He got exactly the same numbers again. 5 people replied from the 9, and 4 people, he got 4 clients out of it. He did the same thing again, and he did it to another group of restaurants in another geographic location, different area. This time he got 6 people to take up his offer, but he only converted 3 of them, right? But still, pretty good. Okay, so this guy who gave me a call out of the blue within a month, he touched base with only 27 people in 2 ideal niches, basically. He had 16 people make proactive contact with him. He converted 11 new clients, which is about 40% conversion rate. So it's not too bad. For strangers, not too bad, but I hadn't taught him how to do this properly anyway, so it's still pretty good. And he made a total income of $137,000 from that exercise, from those 11 clients. 137, 30 grand straight to the dealer group. He took $107,000 back in his pocket, and the best part was it cost him, besides a bit of his time, because a little bit of time, I gave him the template, so it didn't really cost him that much. It cost him about $18 in postage, envelopes, stamp, this sort of thing. Probably not even that, but around $18 he said. Envelope, that sort of thing. So not too shabby, guys, not too shabby at all. And, and it was a real game changer. It absolutely turned this guy back, got back on his feet. He lives in Melbourne, in Victoria, really, really good guy. I'm really, really proud of him. And did the strategy work? Yeah, it did. The strategy worked, but the reality is he did the work. Okay, he did it. He took the template. He went online. He got the restaurants that he wanted. He got the physios that he wanted. He got the names and the address details. He did up the letter. He did the mail merge, and he sent it out to them. And so the thing is, the process worked, but he actually did the work as well. Okay. And guys, there's the template. So that's the template that you've got. What we're going to do in the Vault after this session, I've got this template in there so you can use this to give you a bit of a head start. So in the grey is sort of how we started off that part of the letter, and then you can just use your own version of that just to give you a bit of a kickstart. And again, I'll give you the Word template of the letter with how we've broken it up, and also the blank copy that you can use. Guys, come on, do it, do it, do it, do it. Get it out to some business owners. It will work. You'll get some new clients in the door. Get it? Make sense? I hope it does. I really, really, really hope it does. Got a couple of questions here. What if you have what if you don't have a specific case study to refer to? Paul, go back in your brain. Think about a client that you've worked with. Make there be a case study. Okay, you've got a case study. There's someone that you've worked with over time that you've worked with. Yeah, you need some case studies. Okay, so the thing is, guys, if you don't have case studies, so I think we've done a session a fair while ago now, and it was about, you've got to have a bank of, so when we did the Invisible Influence session, remember, guys, we talked about you've got to have a bank of case studies and stories and testimonials and proof and things like that, so that you can just reach into your kit bag, or when you're talking to a client, you can just go into the back of your memory and say, hey, let me tell you a story about blah. So you've got to have some testimonials and case studies up your sleeve for different situations. So it should be an exercise for all of you. If you go back and watch the Invisible Influence workshop, video that we did, it talks to you about how to get those testimonials and case studies, and so you really want to have a bit of an arsenal of those, so you can pull them out in different situations. Steve, does your website have testimonials about the avatars and their success? Absolutely, mate. My Southern Financial Strategies, we had probably, 80 to 90 testimonials and case studies and proof, and letters that people had sent into us and stuff like that. I hadn't really got to the video testimonials part of it before I sold the business, but in the new world, that's what I'd actually have video testimonials in there as well. Terry, thank you. What is the target market? What is his target market, and how did he get the details? Mate, he decided his own target market, so he just jumped online, went into a geographic location and found 9 competitors. That's all he did. Will this mean you need to do a No, you don't need to do a seminar. So you just get them in for a strategy session, for a, what do we call it? What do we call this one? We called it a, what do we call it? Just forget the name. We called it a come in for your explosive growth strategy session. So that's all it was. Yeah. So I just gave the meet and greet a sexy name, Matt. That's all it was. Where did he go to get details? Yellow Pages, who to target? Yeah, I think you just went to the Yellow Pages, mate. Yeah, that's exactly right. So Google restaurants in Fremantle. That's how we did it, basically, and said, okay, these are all your competitors. They are your competitors, and that's how we did it. Guys, take your lawyer's hat off and just get some names, right? Get some names in there. Use your skills and use your creativeness to get some names into your business. Okay, we need to get them into here. All right. So guys, what I really want to focus on, I'm just going to wrap up now. We're right on time, so timing was good. So, but what I really want to, what's the big lesson here, basically? The lesson here for you is that, it makes having conversations about what you do, who you do it with, and how you do it super, super, super easy just by following that framework. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars and lots of time on websites and marketing and fancy strategies, and that's going to keep you confused and broke and frustrated to get the results you want. You don't need all of that, guys. The old snail mail can work, and it did work, and it totally worked. That's the thing. It's all you need to worry about. All you have to do is follow the process, preferably the one that's been tried and tested, and one that works in good times and bad, like the ones I show you. Because all of these things I've done in my financial planning business. People wonder how I write $700,000-800,000 worth of new business every year. It's because I implement these marketing strategies. The stuff that I give you is stuff that I used to do in the financial planning world. And that's how I'm getting $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 worth of new business every single year consistently for 10 years or more. Okay? Keep it simple. Make sure you follow the principles so that so you don't get too far ahead, too far ahead of yourself. And it's really, really, this stuff I'm teaching is works. Believe me, trust me. Other financial planners don't know how to do this, and you're going to be so far ahead of the game. But the most important part of this, guys, is you actually do something. Make it work for you. Take the templates, tweak it up, refine it, get it out there, and watch your results. You'll be blown away by it, guys. Seriously, make it work. Get these things and get them into your business. All right, really, really quickly, game plan. I've got 3 things for you. 3 things that I want you to do, and only 3, nothing hard. And this is what I want you to do in your game plan. So I want you to write those in your action steps on the last page of your worksheet. Number 1, really simple, really straightforward. I want you to focus on 3 things here. Number 1, I want you to download the scarcity letter template. Now, we'll get that in the vault as soon as we can. As soon as we've finished downloading the recording, it'll be up by the end of today, and JD will put a post up in the Facebook page to let you know. So I want you to download the letter. I want you to walk through it, amend it to suit your voice palette. Okay, they're all my words in there, but I want you to just amend it to suit you and make sure it's the way you'd say it. Number 2, I want you to find, say, 8 or 10 small businesses in your local area, preferably businesses that you don't know before. So, because let's get some new blood into your world, and get their details and prepare your letters ready to send. And the third and the most critical part of this is that I want you to hit go. I want you to launch this thing. Let it loose. Get it out there. Don't worry about perfection. You know, even some of the questions that you're asking me in here, stop thinking so much, guys. Just get on the yellow pages and get some details. You know, don't think so hard. Get it done. All right. I lost a couple of coaching club clients over Christmas, and the problem was that they hadn't done anything. They wonder why they didn't get new clients, because they hadn't actually physically implemented everything. I've given them everything, but I can't physically do the implementation for you guys. So I want you to understand you got to do the third bit. You've got to implement. All right. Do that and watch your results soar. All right, guys, we're right on time, just a tad over. I was going to ask you what you learnt out of that. I'd love to, what I'm going to do in the Facebook page, guys, I want you to all write down right now, just as I'm speaking, something you learnt, something you noticed, and something you'd like to share. I'm going to put a post straight in the Facebook page right now. As soon as I hang up, I'd love to know what you learnt, what you noticed, and what you shared, or what you'd like to share in the group. Can you do that for me? I'd love to know what you got. But next, I'm so excited about this, guys. You know, we talked a lot about today about, you know, sometimes it's good to go old school and send something old-fashioned, lumpy mail, maybe to get people's attention a little bit differently. And that's, I think, what happened. People get excited by mail. No, people don't get personal mail in the mail these days. So I think that's what a big part of what happened as well. But let's face it, guys, a well-crafted email sent to a specific group of people with a sort of, like a laser-targeted message, like the ones that, we've been working on lately, laser-targeted messages, hint, 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 we've been doing it the last few weeks. You can get amazing results, and you can get those results at scale. Both from a time point of view scale and also from a reach point of view scale as well. So next time we get together in a couple of weeks, we're still in Attract Month, and we're going to continue down this same theme of getting in front of new prospects and new clients, how to attract new people to your business. So, because here's the thing, most financial planners send weak emails, and they just don't get open, they don't get read, and they don't get appointments. So I'm going to show you how to email like a Jedi. All right? So send emails that build trust, create desire, and that actually convert. Okay, guys, so that's what you're looking forward to in the email masterclass in 2 weeks' time, right back here on Friday morning, 10 a.m. Perth time. Okay, can't wait to share that with you. Please, 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 guys, share your wins. I'm really, really desperate for you guys to do a bit more communicating with each other. I'm loving the guys who are, and really, really appreciate it. But you guys are a bit quiet in the Facebook page. Come on, guys, get in there with us. We want you in the family. We want you in the community. So think of something to write in there and stimulate some conversation. I don't want to be talking to myself all the time in there, guys. I'm lonely. Come and join me in there. Okay, and also don't forget, the biggest way you can help me is to share and comment on my posts in Facebook as well. If you feel like I've got adding value to you, I'd love you to help me and share the world with that as well. Guys, it's been really fun today. I hope you got a heap of value out of this session. Go out there and implement powerfully, guys. Get it ready, 80%, then get it to me. Let me have a look at it, and I'll help you tweak it up, and I'll point you in the exact right direction. So, guys, till then, take care, stay awesome, and I'll be communicating with you guys real soon inside that Facebook page. Okay, take care. Bye for now. Action words merge. Guys, just a couple of comments in here. Can you post a link to the ebook you gave out to clients? Mate, I actually looked for that. The problem I've got, Craig, and I think I've told a lot of the guys in here, I had to sell some of the stuff when I sold my business. So a lot of that financial planning, marketing stuff, I've got some, but I don't actually have the ebook. But all I've been doing is I've recreated some of it. I had a good look for it. I couldn't find it in time for today, but I'll have another look, and if I've got it, I'll totally give it for you, mate. You can definitely have it for sure. If I can't find it, guys, it's just create just with a lead magnet, 5-point lead magnet, and you just say first person to make contact with me gets a 5-page ebook. So you just turn a lead magnet into an ebook, mate. Craig, in fact, you could call your lead magnet the ebook. Your brand new one that you've just done, that you just call it an ebook. Here's the thing, Craig, if you call it an ebook, guess what? It becomes an ebook. Right? So again, don't think so hard, guys. Just if you call it an ebook, that's what it is. Be true to your occupation plan. Yeah, thank you, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Good, Terry. Totally right, mate. Probably should do some training on using Facebook and LinkedIn. Yeah, cool, can do. We probably do that one-on-one, mate. It's not that hard, seriously. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Joanna. No worries. Thanks, Terry. Thanks, guys. Yeah, thanks, Lee. Cool. All right. Take care, guys. Bye now.